You know, I'm kind of at a loss for words right now because first time in probably months that I'm finally doing a podcast that's just covering over one chapter, which is going to be kind of nice, kind of refreshing. So, round of applause, everyone. Round of applause. Lucky Chi finally stuck to his word after almost nearly a third of the way through to the new year. So, props to him. That being said, it's good to finally cover one chapter. And yes, we know the anime is still going on. Talk about that in a later podcast because, well, we all know how the anime is, specifically with Period, but save that for another time. And that being said, hey guys, what's up? Lucky Cheese 7 is here to give you guys another Tokyo Ghoul Read podcast, and just like always, can't really do this by myself, so I have a special friend / special guest with me today. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Wow, one chapter this time. Finally, set of compilations, and we can never have time to actually talk about those chapters, thoroughly. But when we do, well, we take a lot of time, and yeah. So, it's refreshing to actually talk about one chapter this time around, right? Yeah,
Right?
that's a good sign. We're finally getting our consistent schedule. I hope. So
Same.
long I don't so long I don't fall asleep, so long you don't fall asleep, so long we don't have our something coming our way. Well, could try to be consistent. We'll try. We're just humans. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's great. It's great to actually come back from another week of a podcast. And yes, I am happy to be here once again as Sparda3g, being the guest of the show. So it's great to have you. Well, it's great for being here once again. And yeah, I guess it's best to not to talk about the anime. I mean, look, if you like the anime, that's fine. Some people still have their differences. To be honest, I haven't seen episode 2 yet. I was really worked up with other things, but I am planning to see the anime and actually follow along all the way to the 12th episode because it is going to be only 12 episodes. Some people say it's going to be 24. I don't know where they heard the source from, but it's definitely 12 as of this time. And even so, the main point of talking about the 12 episode equal fast pace is because what the opening shows us is going to be 2 arcs in one. And I guess that's a different story altogether. Point is, we're not going to talk about anime here. No, we're going to talk about the original thing.
Yes. The original thing where everything happens and Ishida's just being Ishida. Of course. No surprise whatsoever.
Well, yeah, that's just his protocol.
Just doing the things that he wants to do. Just like how this chapter happened with us continuing off from last week, which was, of course, the monsters, or in the term I use in my live reaction, the hatchlings, because literally they're hatching, coming out, Kaneki and Aito, heading down to the bottom floor. Did their alarm clocks go off or something? Which I assume is coming from Aito. We need to go down fast. They travel down deep below into the abyss, and one of them's opening their eye, and Ayato immediately says, "Run," or Kaneki, either one. And also at the very bottom, we have the chapter title, which is Fragrant, but what? That's not a good sign. Well, interpretations anyway, but yeah, Fragrant, but what?
It's strange. For some reason, the chapter titles keeps changing. Oh, no, not keep changing, but more like depends on where you're reading it from. They're both very different for some reason.
Yeah, it's
You ever
true.
notice that? Yeah, it's so strange. It's like, so who's right? They or dumb? It's like it won't be long. Well, actually, it will be quite a while to see the actual translation, unless they do have the actual translation. I'm going to check if there is one. You can keep going.
Okay, so yeah, that's going down. Kaneki and Ayato are like running. Kaneki screaming Ayato, and Ayato releasing his Kagune, and yo, epic. Let me just say that right now. It's just epic the way how he takes care of everything. And then immediately, I get a little worried because Ayato says, I'll hold him off. Go. There's no one out there that can replace you. Don't waste your energy here. And Kaneki is just like staring like, oh, what? And Ayato's like, just keep going straight. Keep moving, Kaneki. And as soon as I saw the panel, I was like, Ishida, if you're planning on doing what I think you're doing, what the hell? Because Kaneki's given the face. Later, okay, runs off. And as the monsters, these hatchlings, I should say, decide to get ready, Ayato says, I'm counting on you, you shitty brother. And I'm not gonna lie, when I first read that, it just hit me in a lot of ways because this, just from that dialogue alone, you really do get to see how far Ayato has come since part one. And I know we've been seeing that, like, from the start of Re, but just, again, just seeing where things have been with them, getting it up to here. Because remember, when Ayato and Kaneki fought back in part one, weren't exactly on the best of terms. And now they're working together. We've seen their interactions. They're in-laws now, and I mean it's crazy. But Sparda, what do you think?
I'm just happy that he finally come to the men with Kaneki. Yeah, just like you said, they come a long way. I mean, this chapter is pretty much a coming a long way scenario. But we start off with Ayato and Kaneki, and yeah, it's funny because of course nobody won't know in the anime universe that the 103 bones never existed, but that did in fact happen. Not only that, but it did. But they had the worst encounter. They Ayato just beat them up in the first time, their first encounter, and they pretty much beat up the hell of Toka as well. And then Kaneki does the 103 bones, and they really got the whole. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, me too. Bygone be bygone. So it all comes down to like how everything being started to slowly develop since the time where Kaneki announced himself as the king, the one-eyed king. And Ayato is like, you could tell he's like slowly adjusts to accept Kaneki as his as a friend, which eventually will become a brother-in-law. But that happened around that time. But still, it's like if you remember, it's like you gotta trust some people, which is a great contrast. Which I forgot to bring that up in my review, which is a great contrast because you got from the last arc. Ayato has to explain so many times that you got to start relying on people. And Kaneki just stood there thinking, like, should I really go out? Should I really leave them? Should I really rely on them and not try to be fixated? Oh, I could help you out. I can help you guys. Leave it to me. Should I go out? Fine, I'll go. And that took a while. But in this case, it's like, all right, cool. But not in like a careless way, but more like understandable way. More like, yeah, I get you now. There's no need to brag about it. There's no need for him to comprehend or start thinking. He's like, all right, I'll see you later. So it's a great contrast. But not only that, it's just Ayato finally coming to it's shown, I think it was 2 chapters. Yeah, 2 chapters ago. Or yeah,
I
two
think it was
chapters
2 chapters
ago.
ago. I think.
Yeah, it shows that it was like 2 chapters ago. You see Ayato pretty much give this sign of like, there is this growing relationship between them, as in like really getting close as real brothers in law. And this chapter pretty much solidified that. And it's like, oh, that's great. Now we know. And it happens during the worst timing. And like kind of give you that sense of feel like, is this going to be the last time to say he's shitty brother because he's going to die here or something bad will happen? I hope the least it would be. It was just badly wounded, but I hope
That
it's
would
not like
suck,
going to.
to be honest. That
Yeah,
would
but
suck.
yeah. I can't help but shake a feeling like I hope it doesn't result for him to go in a coma for a good 2 to 3 years or whatever. I mean, hey, it's better than death because
That's
death
true.
you're just dead. But if it go in a coma, it's like it would be like Shinoharu. Only he could still come back to life as long as treated well, I guess. Kind of be like that kind of scenario, but hopefully that's not going to happen. But it does give a scary side of like, this the scary feeling of like leaving them alone with, I guess, the all odds, the oxygen, the enemies. What the hell is going to happen? I don't know, but yeah, still, I really like this scene because again, it all comes from way back in part one. They had a bad start, really rough start, 103 bones broken start, and then he slowly, funny, coming more friendly turn, even though, his language is awful, but that's just him. So, I mean, surprisingly, he doesn't act that way with Hinami, but I digress. And yeah, so it was
You're right.
it was cool. So it was really cool that he's really finally come to this full circle of development. Now I just hope he doesn't die here. That's all I can hope for now.
I know. I mean, could you imagine like Kaneki comes back and Hinami's like, "Where's Ayato?" And it's like, yeah.
About that.
It's like it's kind of tough to
I,
express in the
I
word.
I remember somebody predicted that maybe Riza would show up with his head. I was
Oh,
like, wow, that's so awful, awful entrance.
it's like Rize shows up to like wherever they're at, and she just drops by Ayato's head and just leaves it for Hinami and be like, I'm like that. I'm like, Hinami, I'm sorry, but that's I'm like, yeah, that's messed up.
I know you used to decapitation by now, so here you go, another one. She's so rude, actually. Here's another one. Sorry, you had to witness this twice or maybe
I
three
know.
times. Actually, they didn't see their father getting killed, so her father getting killed. So you witnessed the mother one, so here's the second one.
Hinami is like, damn, I didn't get a chance to
Now
tell
you
him
still
about the
by now.
baby.
The what now? Oh yes, that's right. That's right. Me and Toka are going to have it. It's like I don't know. That's not what I compliment. I'm sorry. What?
Oh man, I'd laugh and then I would cry, going like, "Damn."
Yeah, yeah. I know that feeling. That's exactly what I feel too. Like just laughing and just started to cry. Like, oh yeah, that is sad.
That was very sad. So you can make it worse in honor of his dad. Call him Ayato Jr. That'll be the. Will he live though? Fingers crossed. Please.
I think so. I think so. I just still got a bad feeling something damage wise will happen to him.
Yeah, I think he'll be fine for the most part, but I can't imagine he's gonna come out like clean. Something's
Hmm.
gonna happen, that's for sure. But that's the thing. That's the very last thing we've seen from Kaneki and Ayato. Because as soon as that part happens, we shift on over to the CCG and the ghouls, which
Yes, with a
thankfully
new
my prediction
panel
was
of a
wrong.
coolest guy ever.
Which thankfully my prediction was wrong.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Um, I was just saying that thankfully my prediction was wrong, and Ishida did not wait until part 3 to show us what would happen.
Yeah, that's true. It's a good thing we didn't have to wait. Like, oh, what happened to them? We actually get in here, so that's good. That's good.
I know it's very good. It's like you see like all these people like not in the
Dead.
best position, and it's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Some are dead. Some are just trying to get back from recovery. Mainly the ghoul. The human side, they just got slaughtered. But on the bright side, if Ursa becomes a good guy, this is a good screenshot for the coolest guy ever moment. So just for the heads up on the editors, the edits, the one that knows how to Photoshop really well. There's your new shot. That new panel right there.
I love that.
Ursa may be crazy. He may have created dragon in a sense. He may have done so many bad things, but he was the coolest guy ever. That would be amazing.
I could see the fandom like explode. Like, Ashita, what were you thinking?
Yeah, actually, see, I could buy Musky one, but this would be too much if Furuta was to turn good and then Kaneki would be like the coolest guy ever here. I'm like, yeah, sure.
I know, like Mutsuki, I'm like, okay, I can see justifications on Mutsuki. Forta, I'm like, no. That's going a little too far. So Nishiki is A-okay, which is good. And he asks, he's like, hey, Tsukiyama, are you okay? He's like, oh, and you, Banjo? So Banjo, Tsukiyama, they're good. The Doves aren't exactly on the best terms. And we get a little, screenshot back at headquarters. It's like, Owl's high density compared cell attack hasn't spared many of us. Which, again, we see Marude. How many do we have that can still move? Right now, we're still confirming, but that single attack took out over half our men. Marude slamming his fist. Fuck. Literally, that's what it says. So, yeah.
Yeah, it is say that.
That's literally
Your
what it
translation it actually says that.
Mhm. It's like, damn it. Why? Thus, we see Akira.
You mean rolling in, if you really think about it.
Yeah, rolling in. That's true. There's that too. Rolling in, we have Akira and we have Miss Kyoko.
Yes, the Aura's aunt.
Yeah, Aura's aunt.
That is her aunt. So, so the good news is, I guess your possible meme didn't happen, which is a kind of bummer.
Yeah, no, right.
The meme was like it could have been a meme if just to see a wheelchair person actually kicking asses, and I guess the Oz, the owls, and whatnot. That would have been amazing to see somewhat, but that's not happening. That, or at least a wheelchair packing weapons of RC cell, but that's not happening. So
No, it is not.
but she is doing something which is admirable, and it's rather funny because coming back from tons of series, but not tons of series, more like some of the series is like, oh, I'm not pointing fingers, but it's like it's kind of funny how this chapter pretty much say like, hey, when we talk about characters, either they get silent or not. Well, this chapter kind of proves the complete opposite. Everybody's gonna do everything. So it starts from here.
Which is always good. Unlike another series that has a guy in a wheelchair, but I'm not going to name that series for obvious reasons. I think Sparta knows what I'm talking about when I say that.
That is true. Yeah, funny because I didn't even think of that series, but yeah, now I do. now that's stuck in my head.
Yep, that series in particular. Thus, we have Kyoko. The investigators that were patrolling outside the area will arrive in 2 minutes. Have them fill into 2 existing squads and maintain our troop lines. And Marude just automatically like, Miss Kyoko, motto, like, what? Been in the hospital, in wheelchairs, getting to work. Like it a lot. Once our defensive lines have been broken, there's little we can do. The men on the scene are struggling to stay alive. Come on, that's not what you'd be saying, Itsuki. Then you have Marty just kind of looking. It's like reform squads. Hold the front. Come on, let's go. And cutting back to the fight, we see Ui. So Ui's alive. So round of applause for Ui for surviving. And then we see Suzuya, Arata Joker 2, I think.
I think it's just called Arata Joker.
Okay, I just wanted to double check on that. I was like,
I think the 2 was the Humvee one, if I recall. But
okay, that's what I was like. Hold on, I remember there was 2. I just don't remember if it was like another version of it. But okay,
yeah, the Joker is reference to him, and Arata is basically Arata. So that's all on him. As for the name, let me make sure. You can go on.
So yeah, so Zuya survived. Thought I need this to attack, but seemed we're reforming our squads. And
it was definitely Humvee. Just to clear that out.
Okay.
Humvee is the Arata the Arata Joker is Suzuya because the name.
Yes.
So yeah, that's definitely Artist Joker. It was a good idea because like not only it protected him, but he actually gained a leg in a sense.
I
So
did.
that was smart. I somehow forgot about that possibility to use the armor to put a defense, especially that armor supposed to be hard rock solid or just damn solid as hell. I haven't seen it being broken to my knowledge. I don't remember it got cracked before. I mean, it got defeated in that sense, but not sure breaking it apart. Not sure I remember. Eso did it? Don't remember.
I
Anyway, yeah,
think it might have been. I think.
it has to. I had to go back.
I know. I'm just thinking like,
Kind of funny how but it's kind of funny how the Krishna family has not yet seen Arata moment.
I
The
you
armor.
know that's a good
If
point.
Arata would have
I never thought about that. Holy
around,
shit,
this
you're
would have
right.
been the best time. If Ayato stay around and actually help these guys, and then he see that part, we would actually have an interaction. But no, none of them ever seen them. None of them.
He wouldn't.
Which is funny because in Rude was partially storyboard by Ishida himself. He did in fact have Ayato reacted when he saw Arata armor being in play.
That is true.
So when that scene ever happened, who knows? Kind of funny still that nobody got to witness it. Nobody. The Krishna
No
family.
Soka, no Ayato, none of them. It's like, oh, we have to be somewhere else so we don't see this. I'm like, Ishida, are you like setting this up for something? Because I do want to see their reaction to the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. But nope. Damn it.
It's like the plot demands the Kirishimas can't know. It's like, but why?
They must never know.
It's like they must never know the secret, otherwise we'll create a civil war. It's like this new foundation will be broken if they do. It's like, will it really? I don't think it would. Not when you have Hide and Kaneki just working things out, so there's that.
Yeah.
You got Ui saying Suzuya. Then we cut to Udi. So Udi's alive, Takeyomi's alive, Ito's alive. It's like Udi. He looks behind, and we see Hishao, or however you say saying her name is difficult. I will be honest. Saying her name is difficult. So yeah, we got her.
Huh. Yeah. Hold on a second. I gotta check out something while you continue.
Okay. So that's happening. So she's alive. It's like the QS, huh? Is anyone hurt? And Aura's kicking too. It's like Suzuki squad, he can still move, right? And it's like, oh yeah, Miss Kyoka. We've got to hold the front. And
Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
I was just trying to check on the her name. For some reason, one translator is spelled differently, but whatever. You know what? The real hard part is to pronounce her name correctly.
It is.
Because it is a Chinese base name. So
I think
yeah.
it's a Chinese base name, so that's
Yeah, I think her heritage is supposed to be it. So yeah, but I can't find a way to pronounce it correctly because I'm still having a hard time with another series with a lot of Chinese names. So
yeah. It's like Yusa, we've got to survive the win for everyone from the Sunlit Garden. Then we see Owl, and
that's such a
the
nice
hell
detail.
happened? That's the first thing I want to know. What the hell happened? What is up with all these crosses that are showing up? Because,
well, it's funny because I actually didn't notice until like my third reading. I was like, oh yeah, I should notice the crosses is coming out, like a bunch of them. Used to be just the head missing part, but now it's everywhere. That was going on.
I know. So
there's some Castlevania stuff we can see.
we talking about the anime or the game?
The soon to be anime if season 2 go crazy like that. But he definitely in the game.
Actually.
Yeah. So yeah. Still around, still alive, still kicking. Now with more crosses, it's getting stranger.
I know. Now I'm just kind of wondering, like, what is this thing?
I don't know. Well, we get to that soon.
Yeah, I mean, there are like arms like dangling down, so there's that. That's one thing I've noticed, like near like the head portion. So yeah, I don't know. Thing is weird. It's like what the owls and Nishki's like shit that they can still move. We'll be able to block the next one. Thus the attack goes through, and a Kagane comes. It's wrapped up the thing, preventing it from, and it's like Quinks and Mutsuki. Round of applause. What do you say right now? Round of applause.
Yeah.
Round of applause for Mutsuki. Your redemption is paying off.
Going well. It's going well so far, and I'm actually impressed.
I know, right? Yeah, I mean, I've said this before, guys, but if you go back to like some of the older podcasts when it came to Mutsuki and you see it now, it's changed.
Yeah, it's like if we were to do the podcast as chapter 1 of Red, that would have been a very interesting experiment. Oh man, you know this guy, I don't know. Uri is such a pain in the ass. He's like the cancer in the locker room. He's the guy who just you kind of want to get rid of him, even though he's part of your family, but you know, that's the stuff you would have heard us, honestly speaking.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. It's amazing how much development can do wonders.
Right?
I mean, the anime is reminding me now, like, oh yeah, he was such an asshole. I forgot.
It's like promotion. But I'm like, oh yeah, that was a thing with you back then.
Yes, that was a meme. That was a thing. That was a joke. Not anymore, which is a massive improvement, but still, that was a thing. So yeah, I actually forgot about that once in a while. Like, oh yeah, we hated him, or I hated him. Well, I didn't hate him, but I was like getting annoyed by him.
I was too, to be honest. I was like, this guy,
Oh
what
my
the
God.
hell?
I was like, guy, you're gonna end up killing your family by your stupidness.
And it took Kaneki to give him that reality check. It's like, no, you were weak. Man up.
You're weak and yet, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The moment that changed Udi for the better, to say the very least. And kind of seems like things are going that way for Mutsuki too, which is again good step in the right direction. We see Nishiki. Well, yeah, I thought it was a fake, but impressive kid. And Bondo like Nishi, no Poncho. Sukiyama's like Nishio, yeah. And thus we see Hide Nagachika. Before it attacked, I heard some flute-like noise. I heard it too. Do you think it's related to the owl? And as soon as this part came up, I was like, hold up. Hold up. I have a feeling what I know what this is. Which is kind of funny because Hide's like a flute. It's like, did anyone else hear it? No, but according to the investigators on the scene, only ghouls could hear the sound. The black suits sensed an attack was coming. If that's a signal for it, that means the owl's attacks are being planned. And then he just turns to Akira and he's like, Akira, there's someone controlling Owl. And immediately, get me a map of our surroundings. Yeah, let's go for it. The places the owl has appeared, the black suits, the CCG, the distribution, its position relative to OPS, or OPS in this case, OPS headquarters, the effective range of RC cells. The south. F Squad, stop searching around the emergency site. Search in the direction of your 7. Then we see Hinami and Misa, which I feel like we haven't seen Misa in a while. Maybe it's just me, but this is what I think. What about you?
Actually, they got knocked away from Muski.
That's true, yeah. So it's been a little bit from the last time we saw Misa. So yeah, we see the two of them, Fuguchi, and she's like, okay. And Hinami doing her thing, just listening, not to the earth itself, but just like concentrating, listening to everything, the engine of the cars, footsteps, breathing of the wounded, voices filtering through, owls shaking, vibrations of the air, the bark of gunfire, empty magazines, clattering against the earth, further and further and further beyond, climb, and then she sees Donato, south of Block 3 on a roof, and let me just say this, getting that little sense, I mean, she's probably done that before, but just seeing that side again was great. Hinami's able to do is just great. So, plus for that, I mean, again, all the characters so far that we've seen, with Ayato, with Mootsuki, with Suzuya, with Horizont. And here's the thing, we're not exactly finished yet because there's a couple more things coming in this chapter, which we're about to cover right now. So at least it confirms one thing. It's like, oh yeah, Donato, he's pulling the strings behind this. So yeah, they've been found out. It's like, oh shit, we've spent all this time hiding over here because it would have been great. And damn, goddamn metal detectors, or in this case, sound detectors.
I would have got away with it too if it was those mentally kids. I mean, he is old enough to call everyone kids, so kind of makes sense right there.
It does, doesn't it? Oh man, that was funny.
But yeah, it's like you said though. It's like you said though. It's like everybody contributes to something, and when you think about it, it's the exact same. It's the same thing that could be said for little minor things, like even like minor, even minor things like hum. You know, I heard a whistle. Yeah, that was strange. I guess we should pass it along to Hide, which actually become a very important key to the entire point. And he is the one to discover, wait a minute, that means the hours is being controlled by somebody. So if that's the case, maybe we should start searching elsewhere. And then that's where Akira comes in handy to understand the mapping. Like, okay, the hours there, the whole thing is closed right there. If the building is the only one that's actually, not being scanned, perhaps that's the spot. Now the only thing we need to do is scan it and make sure that is the correct place, and we could actually attack the controller. And that goes to Hinami, which is astounding because because it transitioned from Akira to Hinami, which is pretty much saying like, hey, look, see how much we've come a long way. We would have been like, oh, I hate you because I, you well, you didn't kill my father, but you sure made a hell for him. And yeah, you probably hate me because I kill not me, but my father killed your parents, I guess, in a sense. So, but that's not the case. It's
That's
like
true,
you
actually.
could
That's very
tell,
true.
yeah. So you could tell everything has been really developed from Ayato acknowledging Kaneki as his bro to all the way to up to this point where Hinami is scanned because of so many little helps that comes from Akira, that came from Heated, that came from the Ghouls, because the fact they all protected CCG, the humans, from getting wiped out completely with the help of the Q Squad. Muski that prevented hour to could move any further. I mean, it won't last. It won't last forever, but it's better than just letting it go and roam and destroy everything. So now, if the concept is same as every concept, which it makes sense, as in if you kill the controller, the hour will stop moving or the monster will stop moving. So now they found the controller, which is Donato. So we're stepping in the right direction. So yeah, I really like this small tidbits, but somehow becomes in one incredible teamwork that the display. There's like, even though it's like the small moments of interaction, like I like that whole Shao and Yusa interaction. It's like, oh, see, he doesn't forget the fact that they're from the Sunlit Garden. So it's like, there you go. It's that small detail that probably would have you probably forget or not, but it's like, look at that. He remembers that, and that was a really nice detail. Also, the fact that it's funny because Hinami can't really fight with one leg unless you get a prosthetic leg or just get something, a new leg from, I guess, eating. But but she still comes in handy, and she used the old trickery that she pretty much that she's really known for. And it almost seemed like you could have argued that he should have forgot about her, but he didn't. It's like, there you go. See? Because if there was no like if she wasn't used to being censored, then that would have been like, oh, I think he should have forgot, you know?
I know, right?
But he didn't. So that was like, oh, that's great. That's great to know that he remembers everything about the traits, everything about the background, and everything who they are. That's important for every writer to remember. And I was happy that all this transpired into this chapter. And then we got to this scene with Donato, and the clowns are about to head out to a different direction. And then there's this one character that everybody questioned before. Whatever happened to him in the front line? Why he's not fighting? Why he's not doing anything? Well, there's a great reason. And we're about to get to that now.
Ultimately, what everyone is going crazy about, and that is the fact that Amon steps in front of Daddy and says, "Fuck no."
He's like, no. Well, yeah. I mean, like, at first I thought he got his attack through, but I noticed that he used his Kagane right before it happened. So I was like, ah, he blocked it, but still good enough.
He's like, "Oh, so it's been a while, hasn't it, Kota?" And I'm like, "Wow," or Kotaro. So father and son are about to have their fight, and holy shit.
If that wasn't enough, we got one more extra.
I know. We have one more. We have Uta just looking over in the corner. See a hooded figure, and holy shit, it is Yomo. Damn. And Ichori's like, "Wow, Ren." Like, I've never really understood you. And I still don't. But I'm still going to stop you. And then Uta takes off the mask. Just giving this smile, I was like, okay, bitch. Let's do this right here, right now. And I'm like, God damn it, Ishida. God.
It stops right there. But damn, I'm hyped. I mean, wow. Two for the price of one? Like two, like the Donato is like was like maybe I don't want to say long overdue because that would have been like, but it's something that's been like I've been waiting for this ever since Red started. Because with the whole Donato being focused so many times, but then they put him with Uri, which is fine because we needed to know how he got captured in the first place. Because you know, like who's the one that responsible for that one? It wasn't Amon. He was still young. That'd be impossible. So who was responsible? And Udi and father is responsible for that one. And that translates to Udi himself to get the piece of it. And yeah, we already know that story. But now we got the Donato and Alma, the one that we have been waiting for since the beginning of this series, this part of the series, Red. Then we got the Yomo and Uta, which has been going around about their friendship being like always been like
Very
a
questionable.
mystery of his own. Yeah, questionable, a mystery of his own because yeah, they do share some normal friendship, but it's just that Uta has something that's just like very hard to understand or comprehend. I mean, Yomo pretty much said it best here. It's really hard to understand him. Like it's funny because they had that chat back at I think it's 31.5. I want to say 31.5. I know
I
it's
think that's
point
what it was,
5,
yeah.
but I forgot which one. I know it's one of the point 5, but I remember they talked to each other like, so you know anything about the clowns? You know about the Clown King's motive? It's like, no, not really. No, still trying to figure it out or something like that. But even so, it's like you would think their friendship is like, oh, okay, they're still being friends because because I guess Uta is being a double agent. But now we're into this moment. It's like, all right, I really don't get you because you're like cool with these clowns. I thought we are doing this whole we're gonna find out what the Clown Kings want, but here you are, actually want to fight me. Well, you know what? I'm gonna stop you. And Uta is like having the joy of his life. Like it's like he has the face of like, well, I've been dying for this for a long time, and now I'm getting that pleasure, and that's how it ended. So we got two feud. I really don't know which one I look forward to the most, but I definitely looking forward to it nonetheless. So I'm just pretty hyped for this whole thing. I don't think he's going to skip if people are feared that they're going to skip the fight. I don't think Ishida is going to skip these two fight.
I don't think he's going to
I
either.
Yeah, the only thing I don't know is if Ishida is going to conclude the feud. Like Oh, okay, Uta has been defeated, Donata has been defeated, or Amon has been killed, Yomo has been killed. What is going to happen? I don't know. I can't really guarantee I can't guarantee there's going to be any conclusion. It could be a maybe it'd be a conclusion, but not like, oh, somebody has to die, but it'd be a conclusion like I don't think there'll be a conclusion of like, well, the entire period are taken down or the clowns are taken down. That was it. That was that. End of story.
That's what I was
You know?
gonna bring
I
up
don't
because
think
I was
that's
like kind of thinking that like, well, because I know that's a discussion that's going around. Like, so does this mean we're not getting a party? I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to. I don't think that's what it is. I mean,
I
I
feel
don't.
like this is the good go
I
on.
don't know. I was just saying that, like, yeah, like I don't think. I'm like, sure, we're gonna have the fight between Uta and Yomo, but I don't think it's like, oh yeah, take down Uta, take down Itori. It's like, yeah, Period's gone. I don't think that's what it's gonna be, but I don't know. What do you think?
I think this could be the good time for Ishida to, I guess, leave us a mystery behind either not the entire clown, but just Uta himself. Because Uta has been a mystery character for a long time, and he still
Yeah,
is. He still is. So it's up to Ishida to call it quit, as in, well, Uta got defeated. End of story. Coolest guy ever. Well, whatever the case is, whatever the case is. But this could be the good time to introduce them in a more threatening, even more threatening level. I mean, they already are a threat because these powers they can do is scary as hell. But here's the thing: Uta, we never got to see Uta Kagane as finest. I can't count the one that he just did it for a very short time in order to distract Zuya. But I'm talking about when he does his finest because they've been hyping up his mysterious Kagane, his capability,
for like
especially
a
back
very
in
long time.
yeah, back in part one, I think it was Shu. He was the one that was he was one that asked Uta, we're fighting these guys, we're doing okay. But I've been wondering why you don't use your Kagane. Is there anything wrong with that? It's like, been a while. And that's it. It's like, been a while. Yeah. So what is it? We only got to see him shape shifting his face to anybody that's actually close to them, whether it be like Arima, any other disguise. He could do that, which is creepy on his own. But again, you got that Kaneki as well. You got that. He's good at knives. He could actually fight with weapons without the need of Kagane. He's avoiding Kagane very carefully. So will it be here that he could use the Kagane? But if he uses Kagane, and the thing is, I feel like because of him starting to fight for real, I feel like it could be the good time, especially if with the whole idea like, oh, we're gonna have a part three. It would be a good time to not only hype these clown up because they will be if they don't get defeated here, they will be essentially among the big villains of the next part for sure. But this would be the great time to. I guess you could either spark the theory or confirm something about Uta's mysterious background. Like I could imagine if he start fighting for real, and then everybody would be like, "Huh, that looks like Dragon for some reason." You know what I mean? Like that's an example. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but if it does happen like that, I could imagine a lot of people would start pinpointing him to be like, I don't know, like the first dragon, and then everybody would be like, "Huh, this is very weird," you know?
It
So
yeah.
this, yeah, I mean, this is a good time to hype them up. I don't know if Yomo would die. Hopefully, he doesn't. But I don't know. I don't think Alma would die. I hope he doesn't either. So, but
That's
again,
a very
it
tricky
is.
situation right now that Tokyo Ghoul's
It's
in,
a.
at least
It's a.
with these two fights.
Yeah, it's a really tricky situation. The only reason why I still think like how part three would come about is because V just left. So are they gonna come back again or what? And what about the other dragon? Are we still assuming that the other dragon has a own nucleus? According to the theory, it's
With
not
Rize,
confirmed because we know V. Yeah, we don't know if that's the theory. We don't even know what V are doing right now. They probably are going to different places to get a new people to recruit. Like Rize is with Furuta, assuming she's with him. But we still don't know the story behind that. Like what exactly Furuta wanted to do. Like, yeah, it's Rize, but what exactly did the whole dragon made out to do? What is the purpose? Like the purpose for V is to cure them, quote unquote, and it works. But now they're like more threatening than ever. So they disappear, and they let the owl, quote unquote, to take care of them. I mean, I don't know how you put the V back in the order unless CCG and ghouls once they take care of the owl, they will find them, which I doubt because the main purpose is to defend until Kaneki finally get to
The
to stop
core,
the
like
toxin.
yeah.
Right, to destroy the core. That's the main goal. That's not there's no other goal to let's fight the let's fight the clowns, let's fight the V. That's our next goal. I mean, that's like our next immediate goal. That's never their goal. Their goal is just to distract them and hopefully kind of stop the core. With this whole going on with the clown, the main focus is to stop Donato because he's the controller. If you kill him or manage to somehow find a way to stop the owl, then there you go. End of story. You don't need to do anything more than that. There's nothing more to worry about. So that's the reason why part 3 still can exist because this could be a hype to a hype. So it's kind of funny that way, but that's the way I see it for now. I don't think Ishida is going to conclude the whole feud here unless one of them dies. Like if Yomo gets killed up by Uta, well, there you go. The feud is dead, but he's not dead. I'm just throwing out the possibility.
It's true.
Yeah. So definitely, I don't think the fight would be skipped. I know the chapter preview we should not trust because I remember the other one. Furuta and Riza has reunited, and guess what? No chapter about them.
Oh, let's not also forget with 143. It's like, oh yeah, the curtain rises. I'm like,
oh yeah. That one was perfect. Yeah, that was perfect yet deceiving.
Yeah, so when I'm seeing these editor notes, I'm just like, next issue, I'm like, yeah, I don't trust you guys now. After those two, I'm like, yeah, no, all bets are off. I mean, who knows? Like, we could see this right now. We could cut back straight to Kaneki, and we could totally see that.
Yeah, right. I guess the other question is this, like, basically now I guess it was always given that the owl was a puppet or a mount or whatever they want to call it in any version that you read.
Like an empty husk.
It's still not confirmed who the body is. So I don't know. That's one thing we still haven't found out yet. So we gotta wait for a long time, or are we supposed to believe what we believed in the first time? But I still think maybe, but like the more the chapter goes, the more I'm starting thinking otherwise now. But who knows? Like I'm waiting for somebody to have a flashback. Hey, isn't that Eto? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Let's decapitate her. Yay! Something, anything like that, anything remotely similar like that. But right now, it's still hard to say because what am I supposed to think about this right now? Strange now you just see a bunch of cross coming out from the owl. It's like, well, we know is the master, but so what is trying to say is the whole body part is just one big troll because it worked. It worked. Definitely worked. But is it still a body or is still a made body? If that make any sense.
That makes sense. Like it's weird.
Hard.
It's very, very weird. Like I thought the head thing, I'm like, oh, okay, so it's just that. But then you get to this chapter, it's like, so the cross is like, is it just there? Like it throws the whole thing off. Like, so is this thing like a machine? Is this like we know Donato's the one that was controlling it. It's just effective. Is there really someone within it? Like, is this somehow another Kaneki situation on like a lesser scale? Like, say, I don't know, maybe Eto's like dormant and she's not awake. Somehow Donato got control and all that stuff, which would explain a lot, but the answer I'm going to give right now is I don't know. I really don't.
Well, it's tricky because it's like, if it was her, begs the question, why would in the world he left him like that? I should have brought her along just to throw her somewhere else and like, hey, let her live again. Try again to live again, whatever. But it says like, I'm just gonna leave you alone. And if God forbid somebody try to take your body and make you as a puppet, let that would be historical. But if the latter does happen, well, what a douche.
Seriously.
Well, yeah, again, it's still hard to say. I don't know. Like the more it's funny because my first reaction, I would have believed it 100%. I mean, even the title names make it very ironic and cruel, but still makes sense. Now we're in this position. It's like, I don't know.
So
I
what
don't know.
will happen next? I have no idea. None whatsoever. I mean, if someone is gonna die between these two fights, I'll take my chances on Donato.
It's possible.
I could see that out of the two fights anyway.
Yeah, it's possible he would die. I mean,
Because I feel
I
like
mean,
Uta's still a little bit too valuable, you know?
I think he's very valuable. Actually,
Mhm.
he's like as like I said. I give you every reason to be wondering like what is he, and we still don't know what is he. But I feel like we're getting a lot of pieces that we may end up brushing aside by mistake, or we may not end up putting two together. I mean, look what happened in part one. We didn't know he was a clown member.
No, we
Shit.
didn't.
Which is sad. I mean, which is upsetting because like, he was so helpful, but it ends up being one big troll. And then we all hate him. I think. So
He's
you
the
bastard,
the
you suffer
tragedy of the
you.
comic. I'm like, are you serious right now? I'm
I was
like,
like, oh my god,
why?
you
You were
bastard.
cool.
I
I'm like,
know. I was like, I trusted you. I trusted you. But yeah, it's still hard to say. I don't think Amo will die. If he dies for real, I'm gonna be upset.
I would too, especially like since him and Akira kind of got things working behind the
Yeah,
scenes. So
yeah. Yomo, I hope he doesn't die. He has the second best chance. I'll be honest. He has the
that's true.
best
He
second
does.
best. Yes, he has the second best because his backstory is explored. He's finding his best friend, quote unquote. And if he dies here, well, shit, that still sucks that Ayato and Toka never noticed that that's their uncle.
That's the other thing. Like every time we bring up that fact, it's like somehow he ends up living. So Yomo's side of things, I don't know. I'm like mixed on that one because I think I remember we said the same thing during the whole 24th Ward invasion, and I'm like, oh. And I mean, granted,
Oh yeah.
it's probably more probable here because we're dealing
It's
with
more probable
Uta.
because it's more probable because he is dealing with Uta, the guy that's pretty much the last part that's unsettled in terms of his character background. I mean, everything else is settled, but it's like I tell everybody. It's like it's like what I've been telling everybody recently that even though a lot of character arcs has been dealt with in this part, it's kind of like part one, except without the protagonist. Well, actually, protagonist could have been the same situation if he were to remain dead or were to be confirmed dead. Because when he was confirmed dead, we all bought in to say, I guess that means his character arc ended in a very, 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 very tragic note. That freaking sucks. So a lot of character arcs are going to end. A lot of character arc ended in part one, but then you got a lot of new subplots. And yeah, there's some more backstories that we didn't explore, but that's explored here. Even if part two does end, even if it does end, and you see these characters alive, they could always get a new subplot. I mean, you could pretty much make a new subplot out of what's going on right now. To clean up Tokyo. What they're gonna do with CCG now? What they're gonna do with the relationship with the ghouls? What they're gonna do with the fact that there's so many people got infested as ghouls? What are they gonna do now? Are they gonna try to make amend? Even so, even if they do so, well, what about the food supplies? Their food supplies is pretty much killing people in a sense. So how that's gonna play out is still beyond me. And then if
Yeah,
you
like
leave
you
the
got to do
villains
a lot
behind,
of things to change how society works.
exactly. And then if we're gonna have and since we have villains, V isn't even is more stronger than ever. They're pretty much complete. They're even worse than ever. So behind the scene, they're gonna make it more worse in terms of politics. Then you got Clown. I don't know what their agenda yet, but maybe we'll probably get more info on them soon. Especially, they lost the founder, but they still have a leader, which is still good enough. It's a lot of things. And where the hell is Takizawa?
That's you're right. Where is
Where the hell
Takizawa?
is he?
I totally
Where the
forgot.
hell is?
Wow.
I know Corona's still shocked by the gunshot to the face, but where the hell is she too?
Damn. How did those two slip?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they just say, "Well, screw it. We seen too many shit."
They're probably just like, it's like, hey, Takizawa, you want to head to the coffee shop until we're needed again? Sure.
Yeah, don't mind the dragon. He ain't gonna kill us. It's Kaneki after all. Well, it was Kaneki after all.
It's like, so hey, what's going on right now? It's like, oh yeah, there's dragon outside. It's like, oh, Kaneki? Damn it. It's like, don't worry, as long as we're in here, just having our coffee, everything will be just fine. I mean, look at them on the Kira. They were here for a while and then they came back, so safe zone. Safe zone.
Safe.
So yeah, now we're just playing the waiting game on Takizawa and Corona. Yeah,
I
so
suppose, yeah.
yeah, there's that. And there's Yoshimura too. Where the that's another one.
Well, he was still in the tube. I don't know what's his condition. God knows he's probably even worse than Rize when she got out of the tube.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still wondering what's the ordeal with Rize, which
I know.
I'm hoping, I'll say 3 more chapters. I hope we get to see her in the flesh, meeting Kaneki no less. I'm hoping in 3 chapters we'll see her. And freaking explain the story because it's still
Still very
confusing.
confusing, I know. And by the way, guys, this is only the 4th chapter in the volume, so we've still got a long ways to go.
We're good. We're good.
We're pretty good. But I mean, here's the thing. I refuse to believe that the entire Toki Ghoul series is going to end without us knowing anything about what happened with Yoshimura or with where Corona and Takizawa, all those characters are. I'm like, yeah, no. No. Because we've seen what Ishida is capable of, and if you're telling me, oh yeah, it's coming to an end, it's not. No.
Well, he never said it. He never really outright said it. He said Rare is ending, but not the entire thing. Not like, my work here is done. You could just skip the ending, skip everything to the ending. Like, yeah, Yoshimura got survived. I got rescued somehow off screen. Arata is alive because off screen. What else?
Like, yeah, all down in 5 chapters.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull a golem hearts.
Golem heart.
Like I imagine the last chapter of the volume. Oh, okay. So I guess we're gonna have one more volume. Actually, I heard I heard the series ended. No way. That's why I heard from the spoilers. No way. And then you get the real chapter. Real chapter comes in. Rize is about to fight Kaneki. Kaneki dodges. Next page. Decapitator, and then obliterated worse than Trunks against Frieza. And boom. That was the end of one fight. Next fight comes from Furuta. He's acting crazy. Next page. Furuta is actually bewildered the fact that even though he was powerful at one point, Kaneki was much stronger. Then next page, 5 years later, they're making a ceremony for great one-eyed king Kaneki, and Toka's holding a child. 3 years, 4 years, 4 years. Sorry, 4 years, nearing 5. Kaneki is like, yay! I don't know. So saying some Captain America old line from the old cartoon days, and there you go, the end. that's Tokyo Ghoul, everyone. Yay!
Ah, man. That sounds like a recipe for disaster.
I think, yeah. If you thought part 1 ending without announcing part 2 would have been bad, it was bad actually. Well, we're about to see something worse then.
I know. You thought 143 was bad. If that was where it would have ended, oh my god.
But hey, at least it didn't end it like. I forgot I was gonna compare. Well, at least it just didn't end it like part 1.
Yeah, right.
Everybody got crazy. Oh, I didn't remember seeing it, but I did look back the old thread. It's like, wow, they really were mad.
They were.
They want to tear this author named Ishida limb by limb.
It's like, what is this? How dare you? And then a month later, redrops. Holy shit, it's a sequel to Tokyo Ghoul. Wait, is that Kaneki? Who is this new guy?
Who's this dude guy? It's like, damn, this is there. I still remember my reading experience. Oh, look, a new guy. I guess they're just gonna show when. I guess they're gonna make us feel sorry because, well, we know what happens to the first protagonist, right? So I don't want to feel like I feel like I should not invest this character because I'm just gonna cry again.
I know, and then come chapter 7, and I was like, he's alive! He's alive!
He's alive.
Yeah, no, I remember.
So
It's
yeah,
like the second you see him with the checkerboard and you see him just sitting in the chair, I was like, oh shit. He's like, he did not die, folks. He did not die whatsoever. Good times. Still good times right now, but just
still good time right now. Well,
it's
in a better way,
yeah.
right?
Just where we're at right now is a very interesting spot for the story. So yeah. Trying to think if there's anything else that we need to talk about because I feel like we've covered almost everything.
I got nothing else.
I feel like that's pretty much it. So yeah. Everyone, that is the podcast this week for Tokyo Ghoul. It was great being back after chapter, and Sparta, it was great having you on board again too, especially for again doing a podcast like literally just a week after and just covering one chapter again. Like it was amazing.
I know. I miss this kind of feeling, to be honest. I mean, I don't mind a compilation of other chapters, but it's like you kind of really wanted to dissect each of them instead of like, okay, we go over and that was a good chapter. Next chapter, you know? I like to go over with the amount of details of the one specific chapter, especially this type of chapter where it's nothing but hype because you got like a lot of things going on. You got Kaneki reaching to the core, Ayato life in danger. The owl still on the loose. Then you got the whole Donato versus Zama, which is long awaited feud. And then you got another one with Uta and Yomo. So it's like, damn, that's so many stuff to look forward to. I just hope not one of them gets skipped. Or at least the main one that we just got from this chapter. Basically, those two fight. Hopefully they don't get skipped. I don't think he will do that, but we'll see what happens. I don't know if it's going to be very conclusive or it's going to be something like, oh, shit, I did not see that coming yet again. So we'll see.
We will see indeed. And aside from that, guys, that is pretty much it. I'm Lucky Cheese 7.
Sparda3g.
And we will catch you guys next time. Peace.